It's all about taking control over your fear, over your destiny, over your procrastination. And if you don't like hanging around with your current friends, don't do it anymore. Just keep in the circle of your life just the high value friends, the high value people that you want to be around, hanging. And man, it's up to you because it's all in your hands. So you gotta take control over everything in your life because every detail matters. Man, even if you don't see it now, it matters in the long run. So you better keep this in your mind and you better start filtering your environment and filtering the kind of people that you need to be around, or even yourself, because you may be not that high quality for others. So you need to start changing yourself first. You need to start working on yourself. You need to start believing in yourself that you can achieve what you need to achieve. And it's not only that, because we all can believe in that, but it's about making the plans and start executing them, start taking actions. This is what's all about. It's about keeping the faith and going forward. A brilliant quote by Taplin that says, "Whoever said the small things don't matter has never seen a match start a wildfire." So based on that, I'd like to say that we often think that in order to get big wins, we need to do something huge. But that's not always the case. Small wins can often have a big impact. For example, let's say your goal is to learn a new language. A great way to start would be to set a goal of learning 10 new words per day. This may seem like a small goal, but in just 2 weeks, you will have learned 140 new words. So small wins are important because they help you keep moving forward. They also show you that even though the journey may be long, it's still possible to make progress. Although small wins may not seem like much, they can make all the difference in helping you reach your goals. So next time you're feeling stuck, remember to set some small goals and keep moving forward. It's all about taking the leap of faith and start doing the small steps. Taking a small step every day, and it will build up from day to day, week to week, month to month. And after probably a month or probably a year, you will see a huge difference from where you've been and where you are right now. So I want you to consider taking small steps each day. And there is something very important, that when you are stuck and you don't know what to do, or you have this huge goal that you want to achieve and you're like, I'm so stuck, I don't know from where to start. There is something very important I want you to keep in your mind, and is that when you take action and start doing a small thing, after doing it right, your brain will thank you for it, and you will have a new feeling. It's like, whoa, now I'm able to do this thing, and whoa, I'm able to do this thing. So let's start doing another thing, the next thing. Let's start executing the next thing. And it's like a beast is unleashed in you, and only God knows what are the limits for that. So you will keep doing and executing what you want to do. But there is something very important you want to know, you need to keep in your mind, and is that maybe you will get this feeling for the first day or even for the first week, but somewhere along the line you will feel procrastination. You will feel that you want to give yourself a rest, and this rest may cool this fire inside of you, the fire that will keep pushing you every day, that with doing those small steps in order to achieve your main goal. So what I'd like you to do now is to keep in your mind that there will be hard times in which you need to push yourself and take actions. I want to talk to you today about the importance of goal setting in our life. So why do we need goals? this is a very important question because for me, in order to have success in life, we must have the goals in life. If you do not have a goal or vision of where we are going, then we drift around and we never end up anywhere. So setting the goals gives us long-term vision and short-term motivation. The goal keeps us focused on our acquisition of knowledge and helps us to organize our time and resources so that we can make the most of our life, help us to increase our self-esteem and to overcome procrastination, fear, and failure. It also helps us to understand where we are and where we want to be. So what is a goal setting? It's a process, and also the kind of goal depends on our age. The goal at the age of 20 will be different from the goal of age 40, 50, 60, and so on. Goals help motivate us to develop strategies that will enable us to perform at the required goal level. Accomplishing the goal can either lead to satisfaction and further motivation, or frustration and lower motivation if the goal is not accomplished too. So it's a double-edged sword. Important aspect of goal setting is owning the goal, controlling the goal, and setting a time frame for the goal. Duration-wise type of goals, long-term goals are in about 1 year to 10 years. Short-term goals from 3 months to 9 months, and immediate goals from 1 to 30 days. So what should the goals be? When we set the goal, we should keep in mind that goals should always be SMART, which will bring the success of our goal. S, specific. M, measurable. A, attainable. R, realistic. And T, time-bound. Goals always help us to fulfill our vision. In that perspective, there are different types of goals: physical goals, career, business, professional goals, financial goals. We can also work on relationships and family goals, self-development and spiritual goals, pleasure goals, and also social goals. Somehow all the goals are interdependent. In certain challenge situations, we should be ready to readjust our goals and not give up on them. So why do goals fail? Maybe if it's not written effectively, or no rewards for achieving the goal was unrealistic or not specific, little or no commitment, keep changing goals with the situation, or it can be because of procrastination. So the 5 steps to set the impactful goal are clarity, challenge, commitment, feedback, and task complexity. So if these 5 steps are gathered together, I think that the goals will be effective and easily attainable. I'm gonna talk to you today about the 80% rule that can change your life. It worked for me. And in general, if you're not familiar with the 80% rule, it states that you leave the dinner table when you feel 80% full. This will help you learn not to overeat and help you lose weight. But every now and then, we get into similar situations and tend to overdo it. Using the 80% rule, we can take control of our lives. Most of us have a leisure activity we enjoy, and people tell us we do too much. Using the 80% rule, you can still enjoy your hobby and not spend too much time. This is something that people use when they are drinking to prevent themselves from overdoing it, but it applies to other things as well. Even if you schedule your days, you find yourself spending too much time on one part and having to spend less time on something else, or not doing it completely. One way to prevent yourself from overdoing it is to set a limit on how good you feel doing something. Set a timer And when time is up, move on to the next task on your list. Set the timer for a few minutes before you have to stop. We don't want to because we're enjoying ourselves, but giving yourself the extra few minutes to settle down or refocus on work can help improve productivity. Too much of anything, even a good time, can cause problems for you later on in life. Take control of the moment and learn when enough is enough. This will help you in more ways than you think. So I started applying the 80% rule not only on food, but on everything. And I started to see the changes immediately. It was at first small changes, but with commitment, with discipline, I'm able now to see a huge shift when I was before. And now, for me, it was so helpful. And guys, why don't you give it a shot? I want you to start applying the 80% rule from now on, and you give it a chance. So, you just try it for like 1 or 2 weeks, and when you will begin to feel the changes, you will be so happy because these are the things that you wanted to handle long ago, and now you are handling these things. And with that, you will be committed and happy with the new results.